What do you say we do something a little different today? I have got this little tiny brass tube that has a heating element in it that was used for heating water. One of those places that doesn't heat the water until you turn the water on and it heats it up. They're junk. Stay away from them. But I've got this out of one of them. I saw that it was made out of brass, so I'm thinking we could chop this up into little pieces and I can see if we can melt it and make something out of it. Well, under closer inspection, the little tank is actually made out of copper. And I thought what I would do is take and heat this thing up and try pulling it apart, but I think it's going to be a lot less work if I just take the grinder and just cut it into pieces. I will say, not my straightest cut. Take a look at that. That is the heating element, and that baby split wide open.
That's why she don't work no more.
See if I can't get the element out of that thing. Okay, I think I'm going to cut this little piece up first. I think that's as far as I'm going to go today, and as you can hear from the rain coming down on the metal roof, it is raining to beat hell, so I'm going to call it quits for right now. Finish this later. Now we get to the fun stuff. This is the copper that I cut up, and the reason I cut it up into small pieces is because it's going to be a lot easier to melt if it's small pieces like this rather than big pieces. And the crucible I'm using is a relatively small crucible, and it's not going to hold a whole lot. You ever hear of straw casting or broom casting? You get yourself a bundle of straw. I had an old straw bale from last winter, and you pour your molten metal, whether it be copper, brass, or silver, whatever, inside the broom that's inside the water, and you get weird looking castings. That's probably, well, I know that's too big of a pot, but I have an illness. I'm just going to try it anyway. I am using a propane oxygen instead of oxyacetylene. And you can see it's a whole lot cleaner flame. You don't have all that black soot coming off of it. Much nicer. And your straw is in water already, so you don't have to worry about it starting on fire. We'll be curious to see what comes out of it. Let's dump this and see what we get. It looks like the goddamn Blair Witch Project here. Yeah. Yeah, it's a lot more interesting. A few more interesting pieces. There we go. These little pieces are just little. The coloring is kind of cool, but those pieces aren't too bad. Oh, it kind of looks like a gold nugget. Don't know if I can make anything out of that or not. Showed them to the wife, and this one here is pretty much a no-go. I couldn't see anything to make out of it either, so we'll throw it in the scrap bin. This one, I think looks kind of like an engine off the Starship Enterprise. I could maybe try and make a Starship Enterprise out of it, but that would take a long time because with straw casting, it's like a random number generator. There is no possibility you will ever get another piece that looks exactly like that. Yep, my wife said it does. When it's in that position, it looks like an earring. I can at least make an attempt to at least make something out of this mess. Well, it's done. I don't actually haven't pierced the ear, so I just put some painter's tape on it, and just so you can kind of see what it looks like on an actual ear. Not exactly the prettiest thing I've ever seen. I don't think anybody would actually wear it, but the important thing is I got to use some techniques I don't usually use, do a little polishing. Got to use my little itty bitty drill bit to drill a hole through this thing. I'm just going to consider this a pretty cool day. Catch you next time.